I had to go ahead and make a video because I can't go back and forth on Facebook, and I see the responses. Just got back on there. So let me respond real quick, because that Facebook doesn't give the total explanation or just a total overview of how I feel about the entire situation. It could have been misunderstood. Now, don't get me wrong. When I seen the young lady, the 11-year-old, who was hit like that by that grown-ass man, trust and believe, it makes you sick to your stomach, make you want to throw up, so to speak. It grows a hatred in you. Trust me, I know all about it. It would have been a part 2 had it been mine, though. Trust and believe. They would have had 2 videos out. It might have made a movie by the time we were done with it, because we would have came from everywhere. You know, I was waiting for the people to come in. We would have came out of Starbucks, H&M, Abercrombie, Belts. Yeah, my people, we would have came running, and they would have had a whole nother video to post. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. I don't know where the adults were with so many young kids, 11 years old, around. But I'm not even going to go there. What I was saying and addressing is basically the mindset of our children, right? We can't change how the world responds, right? We can't change his ignorance. He too shall get his, oh believe it, whether it be here or in heaven, he'll be taken care of. I'm sure that you guys are going to make sure of that. But what about your daughter? What about our daughter? Somebody made a mention of my daughter. I have no qualms about admitting or even accepting or acknowledging any struggles that I have in with my child, who is an adult now, but I do also have some younger children. However, I know, and plus I've been there. I've been that 11-year-old that you're raising. Probably I might have been worse. You know, I was into some other stuff. I had some stuff going on, but I never had a public intervention. And so had I had this or some sort of this type of media gathering where she can be shown this, you know, because, you know, this is a learning lesson for her as well. She needs to see all the comments on Facebook. She needs to see what happens, how her behavior affects not just her, but an entire community. How you govern yourself in public amongst your social peers and trying to sustain against social peer pressure. Those are the things that I am speaking of in regards to our community, raising our kids. We always are most comfortable talking about he, she, and them, and they, and those. Look at them kids, and they not mine, and these kids are something else these days, and those kids. But who are they? They're our kids. They're my kids. They're your kids. Let's name them. We so used to the filters that we want to filter everything that's coming out our mouth. But I'm sorry, my mouth don't run with a filter. It really don't. My brain don't run with a filter like that. We've just got so comfortable with patty caking these grown tail kids. And that's why we can't break any of these generational curses. That's why all our endeavors and our efforts towards these kids are just almost going in vain, because we're patty caking and we're not giving them the real. We're not telling them we don't want to be in public housing. We don't really like the EBT card or Medicaid. You don't get real with your kids and tell them that you don't want them in the place that you are, and then tell them every time that it looks like they're going in that place that you were, you don't want to reprimand them. They just being kids. And I understand all that. I get that. They have their own struggles. They have their own thing. But I'm telling you right now. This is from a mother to a mother. And not only that, I was your daughter. I was the 11-year-old. 7 years later, I went and did penitentiary time. FCI, felony, federal inmate. Barely a teenager. So look, you can take this however you want to take it. I didn't mean any malice. I didn't mean to demean nor prophesy anything bad over anyone's child. But however, prophecy don't just, go for in the church. And for a preacher, there's prophecy all around, and prophecy comes most times in forms of warning, of good or bad things to come. And so you can look at it as a prophecy, or you can look at it as a projection, because it don't take a scientist or the rocket or his science, or however it go. It don't take all that to know where these kids are heading. And you need to let her know, as I let mines know. The same one that's acting over in Piscoview. Yeah, the same thing. I keep it just as real with my kids as I keep it on the streets, because I'm going to let my kids know before the streets do. If they stink, I'll tell them before the streets tell them they stink. If they looking bad, I'm telling them if you're talking bad, if you're looking ignorant, these are the things. See, we want everybody so 100, and ain't nobody giving their kids 30% because you too scared. Social services is a part of that too, but and all this stuff that you got going on, you don't. Hey, it don't need to be no beef in behind this, none whatsoever, because I don't have no beef. All the beef I have, I put it on that stove and I eat it. Believe it. This was a community conversation. Understand that. This was not to demean nobody. This was not to expose anybody, but if we can talk,